It's Sports on Community NEPA News, so time for Dave Day. Usually, Dave Seaman, Standard Speaker sports editor, joins us, but John Eric Poli from SSP TV is filling in for him today. And that's a good thing, John, because it's a Monday morning when we record these. You came in, and as you said, you were fired up. You had coffee.
Yes, I was.
You're going off about the UFC event, about your Green Bay Packers. Let's start with that UFC event. I believe it was UFC 246. So run me through this. I followed along on Twitter a little bit for the Conor McGregor and Donald Cowboy Cerrone fight, and it was over. I literally just refreshed the screen and it was done. Talk about your thoughts about Conor McGregor getting that win and getting it fast. I guess impressive win, or what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, it is impressive. When you go out there and you finish somebody in 40 seconds, that is impressive. That was literally the whole fight. That's why that refreshing, it was already over there. 40 seconds, just like that. I mean, yeah, Conor did come out. He looked really good. Everyone was wondering after the long layoff what he would look like. But the thing was, I feel like the UFC should give me a cut in this area because I did a good job, I thought, of promoting Donald Cowboy Cerrone before the fight.
Actually on Dave Day last week.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I do stand by what I did say about Cowboy. Cowboy is a hell of a fighter, had a great career. But I mean, what the hell was that? How do you not show up to a big fight like that? And Cowboy's always had this stigma that he can't show up and get it done in a big fight. In fact, the day of the weigh-ins on Friday, he went on the microphone and he said, everyone says I don't show up. Well, tomorrow night, I show up. Well, you didn't. So, I mean, that was just, I've never seen somebody take a shoulder. I mean, I've seen people throw their shoulder into somebody's face, but to be bloodied up and stunned and dazed and just bad. Very bad, very, very bad.
So this was Conor McGregor's first fight in a while, right?
Yes.
So where does he go from here?
Yeah, well, it appears that it's trending. He's going to fight Jorge Masvidal. So Jorge Masvidal, for anyone that doesn't know, just defeated Nate Diaz, a Conor McGregor rival that I'm sure everyone's familiar with that follows Conor's career. Jorge's now a huge star. Like, I don't want to say he has star power like Conor has, but he's probably the second biggest star in the sport. Conor just fought at 170. Masvidal's a 170-pounder. And if Masvidal wanted, he could actually go and fight Kamaru Usman for the welterweight championship. But instead, he said, why go and do that? I can make more money if I fight Conor. And Conor wants that fight. Jorge wants that fight. So expect to see that, I would say, in the near future, because Masvidal is ready to go. Conor didn't take any punishment in his 40-second fight. So you could see that possibly as early as March.
Well, if you want more from John covering combat sports, there's a Counterpunch segment running on SSP TV News this week, so check that out so you can watch it there. So now we have the 49ers taking on the Chiefs, and maybe as scary as the Niners defense is, that's how good the Chiefs offense is, and we've seen that where they've fallen behind the past 2 weeks. They're able to come back. That's something I think you don't want to do, though, against the 49ers.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're 100% right on that. So the thing with Kansas City's offense that makes it so lethal, the weapons that, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a hell of a quarterback, don't get me wrong, but he has a lot of help. It's kind of similar like back when Aaron Rodgers back in the day was on Sports Illustrated with all of his receivers. I feel like Kansas City's in that type of boat, but I mean, I know it's cliche to say this, but the old saying is, offense wins games, defense wins championships. And we've seen it time and time again in the NFL. Look at last year. The New England Patriots had a great defense, shut down the Rams' high-power offense.
Well, John, in Major League Baseball, in baseball in general, there's a certain level of gamesmanship that's okay in the game. I mean, the sign stealing, maybe when you're in the base paths and you're at second base and the catcher and the pitcher will try to switch up some signs. I think when you cross that line is when you're using cameras and technology. That seems to be the line right now, which I totally agree with. So the hammer has already come down on the Houston Astros with their sign stealing scandal. The Red Sox still awaiting an investigation from Major League Baseball. J.D. Martinez says they'll be exonerated, that the Red Sox didn't do this. We'll get into that. But as a Yankees fan, you had your favorite team going up against the Astros during this time. Red Sox, too. I mean, how much do you look at it and say, I think these teams were so close during this time with talent that a little edge like that makes a big difference? I guess my question too is, are you as I'm kind of outraged about this, even though my team's on the other side of it. It's kind of something that I think really will fire up fans.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, you can't do it. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, I know everyone says that everything's legal till you get caught. Well, no, you got caught, and that there should be disciplinary action taken against the teams for doing this. I mean, stealing signs, anyone that plays baseball will tell you that you try to learn the other team's signs so you know when there's going to be a steal, hit and run, pitch down low so the guy could run and steal a base. But the level that they went to using video cameras is just, that is not okay. You know what I mean? And this is something that we're gonna have to deal with this, I think. And Who knows, maybe even other sports, because as technology grows.
Tyler Fritz, John, from Marion Catholic. You covered him a few years ago. I got to cover him this year. I mean, just such a scoring weapon for Marion. Became the all-time leading scorer for the boys basketball program there. He's added 20 pounds of muscle, of weight, John, and there were times when I was shooting the game where he broke the record, where I knew he was going to drive to the lane. I almost closed my eyes because I knew how physical it was going to be. It was almost like he'd take on 3 guys, and he was still able to score. That was impressive. And we'll finish up with a tight race in Wyoming Valley Division I boys basketball coming into the week. Hazelton area, Crestwood, and Pittston area, where you're from, John, all tied in the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I standings.
I mean, every game's going to be a dogfight, and there's a lot of great basketball. So if you're a fan of high school basketball, you have a lot of good games to check out in the next upcoming months.
Yeah, a lot of action coming your way, and of course it'll be covered here on SSP TV News and in the Standard Speaker. John, thank you for your time today.